The council chamber of Ares Prime stood beneath a dome of shimmering glass that reflected the cold stars beyond. Delegates from 20 systems gathered in tight rows while their voices rippled across the hall in uneasy waves. For cycles they had debated the situation with Earth, yet none of their words ever brought resolution. The humans had insisted on cooperation and mutual respect. The council had insisted on control. Now both sides reached the point where diplomacy felt like a brittle shell ready to fracture. The tension breathed like a living thing around them. At the center platform, the council speaker lifted his crest and addressed the assembly. His tone carried the same strain that all of them felt, but refused to admit openly. He asked for updates regarding Earth's last transmission. His aides activated a display of the message. The content burned across the air in clean human script. It read only one statement: "We tried peace. Now you will meet the other face of humanity." Every delegate went silent. Every throat tightened in dread. For cycles, humans had maintained a reputation as the strange newcomers who rose from a hazardous world. Their planet forged them within storms and volcanic scars. Other species admired their persistence, but didn't fear them. Many even dismissed the stories about their resilience. The council assumed that humans would bow under enough pressure. They demanded concessions. They imposed levies. They seized outposts. Humans responded with patience. They repeated their requests for peaceful negotiation. They tried again and again. Yet the council believed this patience signaled weakness. Now, the message flashed before them like a warning icon marked in cosmic fire. Delegates whispered among themselves. Some urged immediate apologies. Others swore that humans must be bluffing. A few insisted that humanity lacked the power to challenge the greater council. The speaker silenced the arguments and called for the envoy assigned to watch human movements. The envoy rose slowly. His posture revealed trembling shoulders that his ceremonial cloak barely hid. He announced that Earth's fleets had withdrawn from all shared zones. They moved with deliberate coordination toward an unknown vector. All communication attempts failed. No reply came from human channels. A murmur of fear spread. Withdrawal meant strategy. Silence meant preparation. The council had pushed a patient species past its threshold. Everyone sensed that the humans they once knew might not be the ones they were about to face. The speaker ordered scouts to track Earth's armadas. He demanded precise data. Yet even before ships launched, alarms sounded across the chamber. A broadcast signal forced its way into the hall. It carried human encryption that no one could block. A figure appeared on the towering display. The figure belonged to a human leader who chose a simple uniform with no decorations. His face held no anger. Instead, there was a calmness that unsettled every observer. He addressed the council with concise clarity. He reminded them that Earth had spent countless cycles offering peace. He recounted every broken agreement, every violated treaty, every time humans endured insults and pressure while still asking for cooperation. Then he declared the end of diplomatic tolerance. He explained that Earth would no longer wait for the council to treat them fairly. Humanity would now respond in its own way. His final words echoed through the hall. "You shaped this outcome. You taught us what you respect. Now we answer accordingly." The feed cut abruptly. Panic simmered near the surface, but the council attempted to maintain order. Military commands rushed into place. Defensive grids activated. Fleets mobilized around key systems. The speaker reassured his assembly that these measures were merely precautions. He insisted humans lacked the capability to penetrate council space. Yet the envoy who monitored Earth stared at the floor. He knew something others refused to accept. Humans rarely showed their full hand until the moment mattered. Across the galaxy, in a quiet sector far from council diplomacy, Earth's armada gathered. The fleet consisted of vessels the Council had never witnessed. Previous human ships appeared modest, reliable, and lightly armed. These new constructs towered like dark monoliths of engineered purpose. Plate armor shimmered with layered materials unknown to other species. Engines pulsed with deep resonance that rippled through vacuum. At the center stood the flagship named Horizon Dawn. Its silhouette resembled a blade forged for a single strike. On the command deck, Admiral Leon watched the fleet alignment. His expression carried the weight of centuries of human restraint. He reminded his officers that Earth never desired war. They attempted understanding again and again. They tolerated offenses because they wished to rise beyond the cycle of violence that stained the galaxy. But peace required cooperation. When one side viewed kindness as fragility, it left no room to move forward. Leon ordered the fleet to begin the operation. They would not conquer. They would demonstrate. They would reveal the other face of humanity that the Council invited through. Arrogance. Their first target was a fortified mining hub on the fringe of Council territory. The station extracted rare minerals that the Council refused to share despite joint agreements. Earth had once asked to use a portion. The Council denied them every time. Now Horizon Dawn appeared outside the station perimeter without warning. Defense turrets locked onto the massive ship. Alarms blazed. The station commander panicked and broadcast demands for human withdrawal. Leon responded calmly and asked them to evacuate personnel. He declared that humanity would not harm civilians. No one believed him. Without firing a single weapon, Horizon Dawn activated its gravitational projectors. These were engineered from technologies humanity never shared publicly. The projectors released waves that seized the mining asteroids and shifted them into stable drift. The station lost control of its resources instantly. Human drones swarmed the zone, dismantling Council mining platforms with surgical precision. They left no damage beyond the targeted constructs. Within minutes, the once fortified station stood stripped of power and authority. Leon contacted the Council and repeated a simple message. Humanity does not destroy when unnecessary, yet humanity will not be exploited. The broadcast ignited outrage across Council space. They demanded retaliation. They claimed humanity performed an act of aggression. Yet many citizens within Council worlds watched the footage and noticed something unsettling. Humans took no life. Humans targeted infrastructure. Humans displayed abilities far beyond the Council's assumptions. That realization began to fracture the unwavering faith many placed in their leadership. Rumors spread quickly. The Council responded with a strike force sent to intercept the human fleet near the mining sector. The strike force outnumbered the humans 3-1. Their vessels boasted advanced shielding. Their commanders expressed confidence. They believed that strength lay solely in numbers and long-standing military superiority. When they reached the sector, they encountered eerie silence. No human ships hovered in waiting formation. Instead, the Horizon Dawn materialized behind them. Sensors failed to detect its approach. A ripple of fear spread across the strike force. Some shouted alerts. Others panicked at the impossibility of a vessel appearing behind them without any warp signature. Leon hailed them. He warned them that humanity would defend itself, but would not engage unless provoked. The Council commander dismissed the warning and ordered an attack. In response, Horizon Dawn deployed spherical drones that emitted pulses across space. These pulses shut down every weapon system in the strike force. Engines stuttered and drifted into powerless motion. Not a single shot left the barrel. Leon addressed the immobilized fleet and urged them to return to their stations. He promised no harm would come if they complied. Humiliated and shaken, the strike force retreated. Word spread across Council territories like wildfire. Humans held technology far beyond the Council's grasp. They used power with restraint. They aimed for minimal harm. Yet the potential for devastation lingered in every controlled action. This combination of strength and discipline terrified every observer. The council speaker convened an emergency session. His voice struggled to maintain authority. He argued that humanity must be stopped before they escalated. But even he no longer believed humans desired conquest. They wanted justice and acknowledgement. Delegates accused the council leadership of forcing Earth into conflict. Others demanded that peace be reestablished before humanity demonstrated capabilities that could destabilize the entire galaxy. The speaker refused. He believed apologizing would undermine council dominance. 3 days later, Horizon Dawn appeared at the perimeter of Oris Prime itself. No fleet accompanied it. No secondary vessels flanked it. Humans arrived with a single ship. For the council, this gesture felt like an insult. For their citizens, it felt like a warning. Leon requested a communication link to the chamber. The speaker granted it reluctantly. The human leader appeared again in the display. He greeted them with composed clarity. He explained that humanity did not wish to rule. They did not seek revenge. They aimed only to correct the imbalance the council created. He reminded them once more that Earth tried peace many times. They offered ideas for cooperation. They offered shared technology. They offered cultural exchanges. Every gesture met resistance or exploitation. Humans waited. They apologized. They attempted again. But peace requires mutual respect, the speaker responded with.